Welcome back to the MGM Grand Garden Arena at 58 kilos. James Gruenwald going up against Dennis Hall. And it's Dennis Hall, you can see here, he gets the lock and throws. James Gruenwald now facing a 5-0 deficit, looking up at the score to Dennis Hall.
He's got some intensity in his corner. He had to be a little bit surprised that he got to that position so early in the match.
And now it's James Gruenwald's, it's his task to come back from 5-0 against an Olympic silver medalist and a real rival of his. He's got an uphill battle.
He sure does, but keep in mind, this just sets the ladder for the World Team Trials. Both these gentlemen want to get to the World Championships in New York. This sets the ladder. They're going to see each other again, and they're going to have to consistently, one of them's going to have to consistently beat the other, 2 out of 3, to make the team. So this just kind of sets up the stage.
And when you say setting the ladder, Kendall, the number 2 man has to go through a mini tournament with the rest of the field. The other 5 or 6 wrestlers in the weight class who also will qualify for that mini tournament, and then the winner of that mini tournament goes at the 2 out of 3.
That's correct. It's such an advantage to win the U.S. Open, this tournament here, because it sets you apart from the rest of your field. You only have to wrestle one person, and that person is the one who comes out of the mini tournament.
Dennis Hall really looking good. There's Andy Saris, 2-time Olympian. He's giving the advice to James Gruenwald, and he needs a little bit right now. I'm joined by Jim Gibbons and Kendall Cross. Larry Nugent, your host for this U.S. Open National Championships from the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Again, you can see how hard it is to actually pick up 1 point. So that move that Hall hit earlier in the match, that was a real big one.
And they come right at our table there. Couple real warriors out there. This is a semi-grudge match because they've been at it since they were in high school. And I think even before that, these guys have been locking horns over and over and over again. Dennis Hall was always the victor until the Olympic trials when James Gruenwald took that position and really wrestled well in the Olympics in Sydney. Just missed gaining a medal over there for the United States.
When a rivalry like this is provided for great competition, has brought, you know, both of these wrestlers of this weight class, the winner of this weight class has always been competitive internationally. You know, the winner of this match should expect a medal.
Yeah, they're both capable of winning at the world level. They certainly are.
Terry Brands, the medalist from the Sydney Games, there pushing Dennis Hall. Now, this is interesting because you really have a weakness in Greco when you're on the bottom. Jim Gruenwald was able to capitalize here down in Dallas at the Olympic trials. We'll see if he can get something hooked up here now. 5-0 in favor of Hall.
He doesn't have much time. He really needs to get something going. Hall is doing a great job of delaying the action here by just kind of staying real flat to the mat and not allowing Gruenwald to get his position, to get his lock.
Hall looks good. He looks like, you know, all that frustration has resulted in a fine performance here. The loss at the Olympic trials has just motivated him. And I've heard the prognosticators say that if Dennis didn't come through here, that he may be in a mode where retirement makes sense, but I don't think you're going to get him to be thinking that now. We have 30 seconds left, and the U.S. National Championships, Dennis Hall with great defense on the bottom, a big throw early in the first period to give him the 5 points he needed early.
Yeah, unless barring any really strange positions here, I really see this match as, for all practical purposes, over. Hall's really done a great job of holding him off, keeping him from getting any kind of locks to get a point. He's going to win this match 5-0.
Blood has appeared on the face of Dennis Hall. This has been a brutal match in the form of, in the physicality of it. There's been lots of head banging, pushing for position. These two are all after it, and you can see that as time runs out, frustration took over a little bit, but it's Dennis Hall. Vindication for Dennis Hall. He looks as good as he ever has. I'm sure these two will meet again down the line as they continue to fight for that spot for the world team. But today, it's all Dennis Hall, 5-0.
Once again, the big move.
You know what's interesting here is he could have taken this move either way. He could go forward and score. He could go backward and score more. Here's the position right here. Either way he goes, he's going to score. He chooses to take the back way, which is the bigger points. Beautiful throw.
Dennis Hall, congratulations from Art Martori, the executive director of the Sunkist Kids, the driving force and a great supporter. He supported Dennis Hall on his comeback. We'll be back with more action from the MGM Grand Garden Arena right after this. Stay with us.